Just a few days ago, I shared with you the petition titled Get Alexee Off of NMSU Campus. Well, that petition is quickly approaching its goal of 25,000 signatures, despite the negative remarks from Alexee's lawyer, who called the petition backers idiots. But today, I bring the petition back to you for a different reason. On August 28th, Inside Edition published an article stating Alexee is not pursuing a career in either nursing or social work at this time. Well, after doing a little digging myself, it has become clear why supporters of the petition are so passionate about their cause. Even though Alexee may not be actively pursuing a nursing career, as Inside Edition reported, the petitioner's request to prevent Alexee from entering this career is not completely unfounded. We're going to get into it, but first be sure to click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on updates to this story, trending topics, and so much more. Now let's get into it. In case you're not aware, Alexee Trevizo is the 19-year-old who confessed to placing her baby in an emergency room trash can, concealing him there after childbirth. She remained silent until the ER doctor confronted her with the discovery of the deceased infant in the trash can.
We discovered a dead baby in the bathroom.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. It came out of me and I didn't know what to do.
Lexi, I told you about this.
But it
I just asked you, baby, to tell me the truth.
scary. It was not crying or nothing.
What did you do to it?
Artesia General Hospital does not have a maternity ward, but let me tell you what they do have. Not only are they equipped to provide aid to a baby with potential breathing difficulties, as alleged by Alexee's lawyer, but they also have the means to take custody of the infant with the sole intention of ensuring his placement in a suitable home. According to the autopsy and the police, Alexee denied the baby both options. Artesia General Hospital serves as a sanctuary for infants in need. Not only that, it's important to understand that it's not just Artesia General. In the state of New Mexico, all hospitals, fire stations, and police stations are designated as safe havens for babies. The New Mexico Safe Haven for Babies Act has a history spanning 2 decades. Yeah, it's been in effect for 20 years. It gives parents or legal guardians a designated non-judgmental location to relinquish a baby safely and legally without fear of questioning or criminal repercussions. This would have provided Alexee with immunity from prosecution. We wouldn't be talking about this case today had she simply handed custody of the baby over to the hospital. Alexee had numerous opportunities within her reach to provide the baby with a chance at life and a chance to connect him with a caring family. But instead, she chose to bypass all of the nursing staff, ignored all their pleas to help, and opted for the one place for her baby boy that is an utterly unsuitable final destination for any human, dead or alive, a trash can. Her excuse was nothing was crying. And since nothing was crying, are we to assume that she believed there was no further action required of her to save her baby? Are we to believe that Alexee exhausted all possible life-saving options, leaving her with no other choice but to place her baby into the trash can? What if the doctor had adopted a similar line of thinking when it came to Alexee's care? What if she thought, well, whatever had occurred in the bathroom must have resolved the issue. Our work here is done. And since Alexee said nothing about what had occurred in the bathroom, what if the doctor had taken the stance nothing was talking? So let's send her home. Would it have been safe for the doctor to assume that since nothing was talking, there was nothing left for her to do? This would not have been a responsible course of action for the doctor to take. Alexee would likely have bled to death in the same way her child suffocated to death from an intentional refusal of appropriate care. If the doctor had allowed Alexee to go home, essentially putting her into the proverbial trash can, then that doctor would be on trial today for murder instead of Alexee. But instead, Dr. Vasquez persisted in her efforts to keep Alexee from bleeding to death in the way Alexee should have persisted in ensuring her baby another breath.
What did you do to it?
Okay, stop right here. Stop. Number 1 priority, guys. Number 1 priority is she just had a baby. I don't know if she's delivered the placenta. She's bleeding significantly. unfortunately.
Yeah.
I've spoken to the obstetrician at Lovelace. They want her up there as soon as possible.
Okay.
I need your permission to transfer her for medicals. She needs to
She's
be
19.
Oh, you're right.
But she is a student too.
She's
No,
still
so
19 years
you're
old.
right. You're right. She needs to. I'm sorry, I forgot she's 19.
Keep having me.
But you need to make sure that you're safe. I need to send you to Lovelace to labor and delivery. Will you please agree to that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great. I'm gonna work on that.
Had the doctor chosen to act as Alexee did, matters would have resulted in a real reason to sue the hospital, as Alexee's life might have been lost due to the doctor's lack of effort. Alexee had a straightforward option: surrendering custody of her baby to the hospital instead of disposing of him in the trash can. By choosing this path, she could have secured full legal immunity and retained a right to reunite with her baby in the future if she wished to do so. Despite her involvement, Alexee is reluctant to admit to her own role in the situation. We know this because she and her lawyer have placed the responsibility for the baby's unfortunate outcome on the hospital. But when Alexee was left alone in that bathroom with her baby, she alone refused to acknowledge his fundamental rights, needs, or emotions, and then desecrated his body by putting him into the trash can. The hospital didn't do that. And ironically, Alexee wants to pursue a career that would place her squarely in the position of holding others accountable in situations just like the one she is currently experiencing, a situation she handled poorly. If Alexee were tasked with helping someone in a comparable situation, how do you think she would respond? It's a valid question, especially considering her choice of career path. Is it smart to place her in an environment where she would encounter traumatic situations such as this, especially considering how she responded to her own trauma? According to New Mexico State University's official website, Alexee Trevizo is currently listed as a social work major. While it's worth noting that she might have declared this major before the tragic incident involving her baby, there is no indication on their site that she has changed her major since then. Ironically, social workers find themselves working in schools, neighborhoods, probation offices, agencies, and you guessed it, they also work in hospitals where patients are dealing with mental illness, child harm cases, serious issues that people struggle with daily. Placing herself in such a role would be like subjecting herself to a daily replay of that traumatic bathroom scene, like an endless broken record. Who would willingly choose to relive their own trauma day in and day out? Being a social worker takes a special kind of person. I personally know a few, and they frequently talk about the significant burnout they experience. The nature of their work is emotionally demanding, involves exposure to trauma, handling high caseloads, and navigating a lot of red tape. Let's set aside Alexee's impending murder conviction for a moment. If we take everything she and her lawyer allege at face value, that she held the baby, put him in the sink, observed he had no eyelid movement, no breath, no signs of life at all, then consider after she tried to save the baby, she made the decision to throw him away, depriving him of his humanity. She did not elect to get him help, despite help being all around her. Then she walked out of the bathroom saying nothing until she was confronted by the doctor, who said that they had found a deceased baby in the trash can. Even at that moment, Alexee didn't have the ability to recognize or respect the baby's inherent worth and dignity as a human being. She couldn't find the words to call him him. If she did all the things her lawyer said she did in that bathroom, lingering there with him, looking for signs of life, then she also saw he was a boy, yet she chose to call him nothing. Where was her compassion in that moment? Where was her care for others? Where was her integrity? Where was her empathy? Where was her advocacy? And certainly, where was her accountability? These are all the things. It's these things. These are the qualities that are required for someone to be successful as a social worker, whose sole purpose is to enhance the well-being of others. And most often, those others are children. It also raises the question, how on earth is Alexee going to help others with their bathroom scenes when she couldn't handle her own? I want to clarify that I am not in any way endorsing or promoting this petition. I have not signed it because I firmly believe that Alexee is presumed innocent until proven guilty. She has the right to attend school as she's not been convicted of any crime yet. Expelling her solely based on a possible conviction would be unjust. But I must say, the petition does bring up a valid concern regarding her chosen career path. I want to know what you think. If Alexee's not convicted of murder, do you think she possesses the qualities for social work? Or is she wasting her time and money continuing on this path? If she gets off, how do you think her night in the ER will impact her decision-making as a social worker? What about emotionally? Do you think she will be able to set aside her own traumas while trying to help others with theirs? Let's continue the conversation in the comments below. I'll meet you there.